why don't you get study? Why don't you stop? Why do you overdo Royalq? Then I ask people, if you land on a gold mine that is mining what people look for every day, do you stop mining?
They don't understand the value of God, probably. If they understand the value of God, they won't be saying, why are you still mining?
That's why me, people who stop mining, I keep quiet and I tell them it's okay. Hey, feel free.
They
Hey,
are
feel
saying
free.
they are saying you have taken a Royalq syrup.
No, you see, in a region where I come from, Masaka, today it is a special day. I'm here trying to put on my red attire. So that we already set for the day, but I'm not a politician.
A red attire.
Yes, red attire today. It's public holiday.
Okay, all right. I think we will get it better when we understand what normally happens today in Masaka. Yes.
Yeah, but someone has typed it in the chat, so you can read it through. Yes, today we are soliciting funds to build a stadium in Masaka City. But also, yeah, the one and only is also coming in Masaka. So it is generally, I don't know which of the two I'm part of, but I'm in it. I don't know which one, whether soliciting or whether I'm in this last one.
You are not sure where you belong.
I'm not sure. So let me focus on Royalq here because I might get issues. So let me focus on Royalq only.
All right. Before they come and arrest you, okay, let's go back to business. All right, that was a break time. Okay, guys, good morning. Yes, crypto ambassadors, wherever you are joining us, good morning to you, good afternoon, good evening. Yes, understanding that we are a very big family and we are scattered all over the world. So as we are coming to Friday, normally it's about question and answer. Yes, ask anything about Royalq. Yes, ask anything about Royalq. So, ladies and gentlemen, this Zoom is here. If there are questions, if there are no questions, this Zoom is not going to continue. Yes, because it's about questions. If you don't have questions, yes, Coach Julius.
Let's start with this one. On signals
Okay.
sent, current price means what? Could you take up that one? On signals sent, what is
There are
current
already
price?
questions.
So they're asking what is the difference between preset and current price.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, let me pick that one. Okay, what is the difference preset? Okay, preset and current price. Okay. Preset price, it is the price which is lower than the current price. Let me demonstrate by sharing my screen. Let me demonstrate by sharing my screen so that you are able to see clearly the difference between a preset price and a current price. Okay. So when you come to Royalq here, all right, let me just pick any other coin here. Let me pick any other coin here to demonstrate between the difference between preset price and current price. Okay, so you are on this page. So when you look here, you are going to see that the coin is having the current price, meaning to say, what is the price of this coin right now? That is what we call current price. Okay, what is the price of this coin right now? That's what we call current price. Yes, when you hear people talking about current affairs, it means what is trending right now. Yes. So in Royalq, we do have current price. Okay, so that's the current price. Now, if you don't want it to buy, if you don't want your robot to buy from the current price, you set a price that is lower than this one. Okay, you don't want to buy from this current price. You want to buy at 0.00, how many zeros are here? 3. 0, 3, 4, 4. Let me say this. You don't want to buy at this current price. You want to buy at this price. Okay? So when you take this price and put it in your robot, so that the robot should monitor this current price falling down to this one. Then when this price comes down to this one, then your robot should buy. So this is what we call preset price. The price that is lower than the current price. You are laying a trap in the robot so that the robot should not buy at the current, but it should buy at another price which is lower than the current price. That's what we call a preset price. So you take this price and you put it here where it says first preset buy price, buy in price. So when you put this price here, the robot will be monitoring. Once you click activate on your robot, the robot is not going to buy immediately. No. Okay? It will just be in a monitoring mode or in a waiting position, waiting for this price to come down to this price. So this one here is what we call the preset price. This one is the current price. Did I define the difference between current and preset? Did I give a good definition of a current price and a preset price? Give me a yes if you have understood that. The person who was asking what's the difference between current and preset. Did I answer your question? Did I answer your question? Okay, thank you so much, Rashid. Was it Rashid who was asking that question? So that is the difference about current and preset. Okay. Hey, okay. What is the next question? The next question, what is the secret of using 5 margin calls in relation to fuel fee? Because Coach Julius always emphasizes about 5 margin calls. Coach, are you here?
I'm around, but if the person is making money, you see, it's like when someone asks you a question, why is it that the large intestine is very long?
Then the small intestine.
Than the small intestine. But me, what I would say is that I use 5 margin calls because since I use the AI margin call that monitors when my robot should buy, it means that I don't need to open so many margin calls to make money. So basically, that is my answer.
All right. All right. Thank you so much, Coach. Yes. Whenever a strategy is being developed, yeah, we also look at other areas. This strategy will work better with how many margin calls. That's why you discover that in our emphasis, we normally emphasize 5 margin calls. We have come to understand that for this strategy to work better and give the desired results, then the best margin calls, the number of margin calls should be 5, because our robot focuses on the first 4 margin calls, because it's a martingale bot. Yes, a martingale bot. So it focuses on the first 4 margin calls. So margin call number 5 going down, it is just a plus. It is just a bonus. But the huge take profit comes from the first 4 margin calls. All right. So the number 5, it is all about the strategy will work better with how many margin calls, because what we are looking for is profitability. Yes. So that is the answer to that. There is no secret, there is no magic about the number 5. It is about strategizing to make money. It's about strategizing to make money. What is the importance of setting a preset price? I think I just explained that. The reason why we put a preset price, we don't want to buy higher. We want to buy low. That's why I was saying a preset price is lower than the current price. So the idea is we don't want to buy from the current price because the current price is higher, but we want to buy lower than the current price. Remember, we want to make profit. So when you want to make profit, you make sure that you buy as possible as low. Yes. So that is the importance of setting a preset price. We want to buy the asset at a cheaper price. We don't want to buy at a higher price. Okay. The difference between cycle and one shot. One shot, when the trade has been closed, the robot does not buy until you give another instruction. Okay. One shot, when you have set up a trade, once the robot completes or it sells that trade, it does not buy again. It will wait for the master of that robot to instruct the robot to go to work again. But when you put the robot in a cycle, the robot will be buying. Whenever it sells, it will buy again the same coin. Okay? It means the robot is cycling. So when you put your robot in a cycle, the robot will be buying and selling the same coin. It does not change, only one coin. But with one shot, you can pick different coins. When it finishes trading this one, then you give a different coin to trade. But cycle, buying and selling of the same asset continuously by the robot. That's what we call cycle. Briefly, how to select coin using Fibonacci. What do you mean? Selecting a coin using Fibonacci. Do we select coins using Fibonacci? Can you be specific so that we are able to answer the question? When a signal is given, I have enter all signal, or I enter accordingly with a strategy. What is Earth Shaker? Earth Shaker, what are you trying to say here? When a signal is given, I have enter all signal, or I enter according with a strategy. Are you saying that should you trade every signal that is sent, or you should trade one signal? If that is your question, then I would say we are here to give you signals. But for you to trade, it depends on how much capital you are having. All right. So you can have 5 signals in a day, 4 signals in a day. It does not mean that you should trade all the signals unless you are having good amount of capital. Yeah. There are people who chase the signals like nobody's business. Every signal they want to trade, they're gonna put $10 there, they're gonna put $15 there, they're gonna put $20 there. Every signal they enter, manage your wallet. We always teach you manage your wallet. So don't trade every signal. Okay, our duty is to make sure that you've got signals to trade, but we are not saying you should trade every signal. It is all about your pocket. All right. What is an average price? What is an average price? This one I need to share screen. What is an average price? What is an average price? What is an average price? Let me share my screen here. So let me, what should I do here? Okay, let me draw some lines. Let me draw some lines here to demonstrate an average price. You see here, there are four margin calls. All right. There are four margin calls that are on this trade. If I am to trade this coin, there are four margin calls. Now, when the robot is buying my four margin calls, when the robot is buying my four margin calls, let me draw this way. So here it is number of margin calls. This is margin call number 1, margin call number 2, margin call number 3, margin call number 4. All right. Like this. Like this. So when the robot buys my margin call 1, okay, my margin call 1, it is going to create a price immediately. When it buys margin call number 1, it's gonna create a price so that when the market, or when the price, the current price passes that price, my robot will show on the return rate that I have landed into profit. Okay. Immediately when my robot buys this first margin call, you are going to see a price that is created here. Okay. The price that is created here, meaning to say, when this current price, okay, when this current price is above my average price, you are going to see that here I have landed into profit. So it is the average price that gives the robot, or that gives me a key where the robot is expecting to sell my coin. Okay. So I have drawn these 4 lines here. I want you to see something. When the robot buys this margin call, it will create an average price for this call. Okay. When it buys the second time, okay, when it buys the second time, it's gonna also create a new average price. From this position, it will create a new average price. So if it buys the third time, it's gonna also create a new average price. I'm not done yet. I want to tell you something now. I want to tell you something. When the robot buys margin call number 4, it's gonna also create another new average price. So from point number 4, from margin call number 4, the robot has created a new average price that it will be looking at, so that it can sell. In other ways, I'm simply saying, when margin call number 4 has been bought, let's say the robot has bought margin call number 4 here. Remember, margin call number 1 has been bought here on top. So when the price goes down, the robot buys margin call number 2. It creates another average price here. Okay? When price goes down further, the robot buys margin call number 3. It creates another average price here. So when it buys margin call number 4, it will create another new average price here. Now, when this price is starting to go up, the robot will not wait. It is going to create an average price between margin call number 1 and margin call number 4. It will create a new average price, meaning to say it is not going to wait for this price to go back here. Okay? It's going to create a new average price here. The moment the current price passes the new average price, you will discover that you have landed into profit. So in simple terms, I would say when the robot is buying more, it brings this average price closer to the current price. So when the price started to rise, the robot is not going to wait for the current price to go to the first average price where the robot bought the first margin call. I don't know if I'm making sense. When the price is falling, the robot buys more. Price falls, it buys more. Price falls, it buys more. So when prices started to rise from point A where it has bought the last margin call, this price, the robot will never, for it to take profit, for the robot to sell, it will never wait for this price to go back to where it started buying. It will sell in the middle here. That is if it has bought enough stock. In simple terms, it will add the stock for margin call number 1 to 4 and come up with one price. That if I sell all this stock at this price, am I going to make profit for my boss? Then it says, yes, I'm going to make profit for my boss. So that becomes the average price. If you have understood, can I have a 2 about the average price? So when you understand the average price, you will also appreciate that it is good for you to have good capital and your robot should be buying more when the price is falling. Because there are people who are afraid when the robot is buying, especially when the price is falling. There are people who are afraid. So the question is, if your robot is not buying stock, when the price rises, what is it going to sell? If the robot does not buy stock, when the price goes up, what do you expect the robot to sell if it did not have stock? So the more it buys, the more it creates a new average price, especially on the multiple buy-in ratio. On the multiple buy-in ratio, when your number of buy times are increased, that's why we emphasize here. Let me go back there. Let me go back here on the margin calls. Here, where is it? Let me tap here on the margin configuration. You see here, the power of the average price creation is embedded here. If your robot is going to buy one time, every time the price drops, it only buy one time. Okay? It means it's not buying enough stock. But if you put it 2, 4, 8, 16, for example, then it buys these margin calls. It means the robot has bought enough stock. So it is going to add this stock, this stock, this stock, and this stock. It will add them together. Then it will create a selling price and say, if I sell all this stock at once at this price, let's say that $2, it sells them at $2, all of it. Is it going to make profit for you according to the 3% that you gave to the robot? Then when it finds out that yes, it's gonna still make profit, then you discover that it creates that average price, then it will sell. So it simply means when prices start to increase, it will never wait for price to move from this call to that call. It will sell between here, because it bought more stock at a cheaper price. Are we together? So the power is here on the number of multiple buy-in ratio. How many times the robot is buying when the price falls. I don't think I need extra explanation there. I don't think I need extra explanation there on the average price and the number of multiple buy-in ratio. Yes, guys, capital is very important so that the robot buys more of the stock when it is cheaper. Yes, when it is cheaper. When the price falls, the robot hoops more stock, hoops more stock, hoops more stock. When price try to move a little bit up, then you discover that you are out. Okay, another question. Another question. When the coin is stopped from trading due to insufficient balance in the wallet, can it become active when it starts rising from floating loss, or it is a must to top up and restart again before it sells? No. When you receive a message that the coin is stopped, it is not stopped from trading, but it is stopped from buying margin calls. Okay, it is stopped from buying margin calls. All right, let me demonstrate here. Someone says I have jumped questions. Okay, I'm gonna come back to it. You see, when you open the questions, it's gonna give you the current questions. That's what's happening with my Zoom this side. Okay, let me just answer this question. Then please, I will come back to the questions. When you set the robot to buy 4 margin calls, all right? You set your robot with 4 margin calls. Now the robot has bought this margin call and it has bought this margin call. When it tries or when it attempts to buy margin call number 3, then it discovers that the money that is allocated for margin call number 3 is not sufficient enough. Then it's when you receive a message that says there is insufficient funds in your exchange wallet. Meaning to say, when the robot was attempting to buy 3rd time, the money is finished, it's not enough. Then what is going to happen? The robot will come here. The robot automatically comes here, okay? The robot automatically comes here. Let me save this. It comes here automatically and it switches off this button. It switches off this button. It will switch it off because it is the margin call what? Button. So when it failed to buy margin call number 3 and find out there is no money, then it come and switch this button for you. It means the continuation of buying the margin calls has been stopped because the money is not there. All right. So when prices start to rise from where the robot has been buying, the robot will be focusing to sell what has been bought. That's what it means. So when you receive insufficient funds message, it does not mean that your robot will fail to sell when price comes back. No. It will sell what it has bought, but it is not going to continue buying your margin calls because the money is not there to buy margin calls. That's what it means. Yes. That was, who was this? That was Jackie. Yes, Jackie. All right. Someone says I have skipped questions. Let me go back here. Okay. Does the amount invested in a given margin call matter in determining the average price? Yes. Remember, it is about multiple buy-in ratio. How many times does it buy on each and every position? Okay. So if you are having 5 positions, if you are having 5 positions, if the robot buys 1 time here it buys 2 times, here it buys 1 time, okay, you are going to discover, even when you check on your return rate percentage, whenever the robot buys a margin call, you will see if you were in negative, let's say you were in -5, okay, on the return rate, you were in -5. Immediately when the robot buys a margin call and it has bought, let's say 3 times on one margin call, it has bought 3 times, you will discover that this -5 might come to -1 because of the amount of stock that has been bought on that position. So this question here, does the amount invested in a given margin call matter when it comes to determining average price? Yes, it matters. If your robot is going to buy 1 time only with $15, the movement of the average price is not going to be that much because the stock that has been bought is small or is little. Okay, did I answer that question? Did I answer that question? We don't do stop limit here when we are trading with the robot. We do not do stop limit. We do not do stop limit. Our stop limit is the number of margin calls. If we instruct the robot to buy 6 times, when the robot buys up to 6, it will never buy again. It follows our instructions. Okay, if the coin is still dropping, if we give it 6, even if the coin continues to drop, our robot is not going to buy this. Okay, it will not continue to buy. Even if there is money in the wallet, it will never buy because it has finished to buy what we have instructed. So our limit becomes our number of margin calls, is the ones that limit the amount of buying. Okay, Samuel, did I answer your question? Did I answer your question, Samuel, on the issue of stop limit? It is the number of margin calls that limit our buying power. Okay, our buying power. Where should I go next? Okay, what should be done to stop floating loss? Do we only open buy sells on Royalq, or we can also open sell trades? When we are trading with our robot, the only thing to deal with the floating loss, it is about capital, and we open more margin calls. But remember, we always say, when you are opening more margin calls, what are you trying to do? You want to redeem the coin, okay? You want to redeem the trade. So when you're opening more margin calls, you should be opening more margin calls on a trade or on a coin that is moving. The coin has got movement, because it does not make sense if you open margin calls on a coin that is sleeping, because it will buy those margin calls again, then it goes further deep. Okay, so I'm simply saying, when you are redeeming a coin from floating loss, it is by opening more margin calls, but the coin should be moving. It should have momentum, so that when it buys, then it will change the negative in your return rate. So in Royalq, the only way to reduce floating loss or to deal with floating loss, it is to open more margin calls, put in more capital. All right. Yes, because it will only sell when price is rising. Those margin calls bought, they will be sold by the robot when prices start to rise. Okay, but the idea of opening more margin calls, it is the only way to stop floating loss or to get out of floating loss. Not stopping, actually. Not stopping. We cannot stop floating loss. I always say, if the price is not falling, guys, we are not in business. I don't know if you have discovered that. If cryptocurrency was not fluctuating in price, we couldn't be able to make money, because we are able to make money because of the falling of price, so that we buy cheaper, we buy more asset at a cheaper price. I don't know if you get this. So we cannot stop floating loss. The coin will still float, but what we are saying, reduce the amount of floating. Did you realize that for our robot to buy our margin calls, let's say it is 5 margin calls, for the robot to buy these 5, there should be some floating to happen. It means the price should fall. So the moment price fall from where the robot enters, floating loss comes. You know, for the, let's say we have put our margin call drop 0.5, our first margin call drop. For the robot to buy this, it means on our floating loss, it should be negative 0.5 for the robot to buy this. So I would say floating loss should be essential, but it should not be much. That's why we are saying, how do we manage floating loss? Not stopping it. We cannot stop floating loss. So I don't know if I have answered your question, Grace, on the issue of dealing with floating loss. I don't know if I have answered that question. Yes. I should talk about account management. Account management. Leader Julius, are you here? Oh, you have left me here. All right. On the issue of account management, it's very important for you to know how to manage your wallet. Okay? This issue of account management, it is a topic, or it is a subject on its own. How do you deal with your wallet? How do you manage your wallet? For you to be able to manage your wallet, you should be able to have a good trading strategy. Okay? For you to manage your wallet, you should be able to have a good trading strategy, and you should not allow your emotions to control you. Did you discover that there are people in Royalq who does not feel okay when they see money, a balance of money staying in their wallet? They want to use all the money from their wallet. When they see there is some money just sitting there, their heart pumps very high. They feel like they are not trading. They want to consume all the capital. Eh? There are people that are like on a fix. Do you know what is a fix? Yes. There are people that they are like on a fix with Royalq. Every time they want to see all the money inside the trade. They don't want to see money remaining in their wallet. I'm talking of USDT, money that is not used at all. They don't want to see money sitting there. So that has to do with account management. So I'm saying for you to manage your account well, you should be able to take out emotions, approach that we normally use to manage our accounts. I don't know if I have touched a bit. Ben, you were asking me that I should talk about account management. Did I say something that you were looking for? Because account management, it is a subject on its own. For me to break it into pieces, all the things that I was talking about, it means I need to have that topic or any other leader to have that time to deal with that. How can we say to take, okay, let me come here. How to add margin calls when the coin is floating. Salimu Mukasa. How to add margin calls when the coin is floating. Salimu Mukasa. Okay, let me come to my Royalq robot. How do you add margin calls on a coin that is floating? Come here with me, Salim. Salim, if you are still in the Zoom, come here with me. Come here with me, Salim, so that I show you how do you add margin floating. All right. I do have a coin here that is floating. Okay. This is the coin that is floating. So I want to add margin calls. Let me open it you so that you see how many margin calls I was trading with before. Okay. So I do have number of margin calls here. Where are they? Before I show you the ones that have been bought, I need to show you the number of margin call limit. Here. So I do have number of margin call limit, the ones that I did set in the robot to buy. Okay, so this is my margin call limit. Now, how many did the robot buy? How many did the robot buy? So far, the robot has bought 7. Okay, can you see here? It has bought 7. Now I want to increase these ones, the 8. The 8. Okay, I want to increase, I want to put it 10. All right, so I will come here, I will tap on trade setting. This coin is still trading, the robot is still trading this coin. So I'm gonna tap on trade setting here. All right, then I tap there. When I tap there, I'm going to edit my margin calls, margin call limit here. I'm gonna edit this figure. Currently, I'm having 8, then I'm gonna put it 10 because I want to add extra 2. But it has bought only 7 so far, remaining with 1 margin call. Okay, so I want to add 2 to the 8 to be 10. So I'm gonna remove the 8, I'm going to put 10. I'm gonna put 10 here. Okay, so when I put 10, it means I have added 2 new margin calls, 2 of them. Then I need to come here on the margin configuration to set these 2. I need to come and tap here so that I can figure out how I wanted the robot to buy these 2 extra, because the 8, they are already set. I did margin configuration on the 8. Now these 2, how do I want the robot to buy? So I will come here on the margin configuration and look for core number 9, because core number 8, it was already set. Okay, so far my robot has bought up to this far. It has bought up to this far, but it is waiting to buy this one. But this one is already set. But now I have added these 2. So I will come here and set the margin code drop for these 2. Margin code number 9 and margin code number 10. I will also come here. How many times do I want the robot to buy margin code number 9 when the price drops? How many times the robot should buy margin code number 10 when price drops? So I'm gonna come also and edit here according to the amount of capital that I want to add in this trade. Okay, that's how you add margin calls. That's how you add margin calls. So I'm gonna edit here back to my 8 because that was my setting. Then I click save. So immediately after you have done adding, you're gonna click save so that the robot can pick the new settings now that you have added to the robot. Was that helpful? The person who was asking, how do you add margin calls to the running trade? Was that helpful? Was that helpful? Was that helpful? Was that helpful? The person, I'm looking for the person who did ask me that question. If the person is still here, Salim. Was Salim? Yes. Salim, was that okay? Did you get it? Did you get it, Salim? Okay. Thank you so much for confirming that. All right. Can you decide not to open any margin calls? Yes. You can decide not to open any margin calls if you don't want to put more money in that coin. You can either take that money and trade a new trade. It's not a must. It's about what do you want? What are you looking at? Okay. So when we say open margin calls, we are not forcing you to do so. If you don't want to open, don't open. Just remain patient because the coin is floating. The reason why we are opening margin calls, we want to get out fast from that trade. But I told you the terms and conditions. Why should you open margin calls on a trade? Okay. What does it mean for a coin to sell at 0% while the coin is still on floating loss? Aha, who is this? Marinate. Marinate. When I say marinate, it's like you are marinating meat. You are marinating a flesh. Okay. I'm sorry for pronouncing wrongly. Yes, marinate. What does it mean for a coin to sell at 0% while the coin is still in floating loss? Very good question. Zushi, I have seen your hand. Just be patient with me. Zushi, I have seen your hand. Just be patient with me. I want to answer marinate. Marinate, are you here? Are you here? Are you following me here? I want to take you to the reason why the robot gives you 0% when it is in floating loss, but it is selling. Okay. Here is my Shiba Inu coin. Here is my Shiba Inu coin. Okay. So when you tap here on the messages, when you tap here on the messages here, okay, this is what you're going to find, and I'm going to tell you the reason why. It is in line with Marinate is asking. Okay. So can you see my robot sold here? Okay. It gave me 0% profit. Profit rate. Can you see? What is the profit rate? 0. What is the profit rate here? What is the profit rate? 0. It bought this one, it sold it. It is in floating loss, just like what Marinate is saying. It is in floating loss, but it bought this one, it sold it, it gave me 0. Do you know the reason why it's giving me 0? Because of my strategy mode. Because of my strategy mode. When you come and tap here, Marinate, your coin, check it out here. Which strategy mode is it trading? When you tap on strategy mode here, you are going to find out that your coin is trading under sub-bin mode. When the coin is trading under sub-bin mode and it sells a sub-sell, meaning to say from margin call number 5 going down here, it buys this one, it sells. It's gonna give me capital for this margin call. Let's say it used $50 on this margin call alone. So it will give me back $50. But the profit that it has made out of $50 stock, it will take it and it will take it to the margin calls of 1 to 4. Remember, these margin calls, they are sold with 1 take profit. So when the robot is trading under here, whenever it sells a sub-sell, it will give you only the capital, but the profit, it will take it back to the market to reduce the average price of margin call number 1 to 4, so that the current price. That's why you are getting 0 profit rate when the coin loss, but it is buying and selling in floating loss, and it gives you, or it records 0% profit rate. Did I answer your question, Marinate? 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 Give me a yes in the chat if I have answered your question. Did I answer your question? Or is your coin trading under sub-bin mode? Probably I'm explaining something that your robot is not doing. Marinate, is your robot trading under sub-bin mode? Check it out and give me an answer. Okay, thank you so much. I'm glad that I have answered your question. All right. Okay. Someone is asking when are we expecting the bull run? Coach Julius, are you here? Let me check this man if he's still here. Yes, this man is still here.
Hey, I'm around, but you know what is happening here is not a joking subject. Okay, let me switch on my camera.
Yes, please let us know what is happening there.
Let me remove my background.
Yes, please let us see. We needed to know what is happening there. While you are there, you must tell us, when are we expecting the bull run?
I'm here eating my life.
Okay. All right, that is enough. Now we are celebrating now. We are celebrating, Coach.
I'm here eating my life. Any problem?
No, we don't have a problem with you.
I'm here eating my life. Any problem?
I think
I'm going to swim. Any problem?
Let the community answer that. Let me keep quiet.
At
So,
this
Coach,
time, you are going to swim.
When are we expecting the bull run?
When are we expecting the bull run?
Yes, there is a question that says, when are we expecting the bull run?
We already in an uptrend of the market. We started an uptrend in November 2022. What we have not got is what we call an alta coin season. A season where coins are doing more crazy than ever before. But we already in a situation of making too much money. And I hope so many people have seen that coins are doing better than they have never done. But we are not yet in the alta season. I hope the market to do better in July, September, October, and November. That's where I expect Bitcoin could go up to $400,000 and expect to see what we call a parabolic move. But the market is good.
All right. Thank you so much, Coach, for answering that question.
Someone is
They are
saying,
just
Coach, at least eat another one whose life. Don't eat your life. It's such answers. And me, I'm here enjoying. Me, I don't need too much money. Me, I joined Royalq to have freedom only. So now I'm somewhere. Someone is saying, which coins there is a coin I expect that could go to $1. I have around 5. The first coin is called Dog. Dog is a coin you can buy in Get.io. It is called Dog. You can go and buy Dog in Get.io. It is a rune. It is a cryptocurrency seated on the Bitcoin blockchain. Another coin now that could do amazingly is Notcoin. Notcoin can go to $5. The Notcoin can go to $5. You can buy Note in your Binance and keep it, or buy it in Royalq and pause it. Another cryptocurrency is called Redo, Resistance Dog. You can buy it on the Tone Keeper. You can go to Crypto Ambassador's YouTube channel, look for a video how to use the Tone Keeper. It is there on the YouTube. Go and buy Redo, Resistance Dog. It is at around 0.5. It can go to $1. Another cryptocurrency. Now, you don't need it to go and transfer your capital. Another cryptocurrency that could do well is called BTTC. It is a coin, has so many zeros. You can buy it in HTX. You can buy it in HTX. You can buy it in Royalq and pause it. You can buy it in Royalq and pause it. It's called BTTC. That coin has power. It could give you some good money. Coins to do with the Pepe, Floki, Bonk. Okay. These you could buy, but I don't know so much about them. You can buy like anybody else buys meme coins. You need to be keen when you're buying memes because they can go to zero. Anything can happen. But I see good profit on Dog, that coin, because it's new on the Runes blockchain, on the Runes Bitcoin blockchain. Then I look at Resistance Dog on the Ton blockchain and the Note. The other coins I talked about in the past, like Gram, they still have good potential. You can look at that video on the Crypto Ambassadors YouTube channel. Hope that one have answered. Now this one is saying, Coach, work upon the capacity. We normally miss out on trainings because I worked out on this capacity, and I got a letter, an email from Zoom today that instead of them improving my capacity, they gave me a webinar. Now, I'm talking to them that I don't want to use webinars because webinars do not allow you so much to interact physically with the participants. So I paid close to 400,000 Ugandan shillings. That is too much money for me to pay again in the same month. I pay around $700 per month. So maybe we wait up to next month. I don't feel it could be okay for me to pay another 400,000 Ugandan shillings in the same month. So since they changed it to a webinar, me, I would say I'm not willing to pay again unless they upgrade. I'm not willing to pay again. So I don't know. But unless there is a volunteer who wants to pay, but next month is here. So I will just a few days, then it expires, then I pay again. But I cannot pay now. Yeah, I pay around $700 per month in crypto ambassadors to maintain it and do all the different activities. So I don't think it's okay for me to pay again. Hello, have you already assigned a bot? No, this one I don't understand. I set my bot to buy Jarati before yesterday, but it haven't sold up to now. I need to understand more about the robot. Okay, friends, when we set the robot does not control the coins. Actually, say if this robot was controlling the coins when they will sell and when they will buy, Nya would be a millionaire. If this thing was that you set the robot, give me profit in the morning, give me profit in the afternoon, give me profit at this time, me, I will be a billionaire because I would set it to give me profit whenever I blink my eye. But the robot, you just provide it instruction. It's not the one that controls when the coin will sell and when the coin will buy. But when you set your coin, go and sleep. Go and sleep. The only challenge you will face is capital, that sometimes you don't have enough capital to win. ORN, I'm also floating. I think it's now 2 weeks. The coin did not move. Okay, so, but there is nothing you lose. You just need to be patient. You just need to be patient. You just need to be patient. But everything will get back to normal, me, I believe. Let me see. Please, coach, explain when using 0.1 and 0. Use 0.1. You'll get more profit. You'll get more profit. Use 0.1. This one says, why is it that my money in my Binance are reduced from $200 to around 119? It means you traded a coin and the coin is down. Okay, I usually explain this thing and I say, if you buy Bitcoin when the price of Bitcoin is $70,000 and you have put in $1,000, then Bitcoin drops to $50,000. You no longer have $1,000 in your account. Why? Because the price of Bitcoin has gone down. That is called the value of the coin has gone down, which also reduces the total value of your money in your account. When Bitcoin gets back to $70,000 or 71, all your money returns plus your profit. Simple. Meaning one can be patient like Freya. I don't believe so. I believe that if you are into too much floating loss, it is just a challenge that you don't have capital. Me, I would believe that that when you start a business, it is important to keep on adding more money in a business. Give me one in the chat if I'm right. If you start a business, is it important for you to add more money in your business? Give me one in the chat if I'm right. Because some of you put in $100 and you want to remain with $100 until you become a millionaire. I have my $100. I want my $100 to turn to $10 million, and you remain with that for the rest of your life. Me, I believe as a business person, when you start a business, if you understand how powerful the business is, I have a question. Is it important for you as a business person to add more capital in your business? Let me know. Give me some answers in the chat, because some of you behave as if you are not entrepreneurs. You put in $50 in your Binance account, you discover that the business pays, but you say, I'll not add in more money until my $50 return. Then you are playing too small. You are thinking too small. May I believe it is important for you to add in more money. Give me a 2 in the chat if you get what I mean by saying you need to add in more capital. If you're not adding more capital in your business, your business doesn't grow. I want to deal with entrepreneurs. I usually say whoever is here and you don't have $1,000 in your account, you are playing too small. You are playing too small. You are playing too small. Okay, floating loss is not a problem. Let me tell you, me, I love floating loss. Let me answer you why. When the market keeps on going down and my robot is buying more, when it rises, do I make more money? Give me a yes if you have experienced that. You spend in a coin 2 to 3 days and the market rises. Do you make more money? Exactly. I think I've answered those I was supposed to answer. At this time, on the swimming pool, yes, you can swim at any time. There's nobody who says they swim in the evening. What happens when the robot is trading the warehouse mode? It means that whatever the robot will buy, it will sell at once. Even if it buys 5 margin calls, it will wait for everything to get into profit for the robot to sell. My question, can I select a coin that is in deep on Royalq? Then when it sells off, I go to trading view and do technical analysis as I monitor. I believe that you look for a coin that is negative, then you go to your trading view and monitor how is it performing. Yes, questions. I think these ones have been answered. They have talked about preset price. The robot brings many coins in positive and those in negative. What are the factors to consider when selecting a coin to trade? People buy coins that are most negative, but me, I say if you want to select a coin by yourself, you need to learn the skill, and the skill is called trading. Someone says, I cannot hear your voice. I don't know why. Then it's not me the problem. It is you with the problem. I think I'm loud and clear. Please talk about preset price. A preset price is current price. I hope Coach Mopiwa, can you just repeat about preset price when you are sharing your screen so that someone could see how they enter preset price? I don't know.
All right, I will deal with that when you are done.
Someone is saying swim with dolphins because you might swim with crocodiles. Okay. On which strategies should we use AI? On all. AI is key because AI prevents the robot to overexpose your money in the market. Thank you so much, Howard. When it comes to adding in more money in your business, don't wait to have any cash. You get, you add. Thank you. Okay. The AI is key whenever you are trading. The AI prevents the robot from overexposing your money in the market. It's a system of wallet management. It really helps to manage the wallet. Then someone is saying, which political group do you belong to? I belong to Royalq. It is my political group. Now, people. Now, is this politically? My political group is Royalq. Is sub-bin mode real-time settlement not in use again? You can use it, but the reason why you trade coins in one shot, the reason why you trade coins in one shot is because you want to get out of that coin and trade another. Now, I don't see a reason why I will be needing profit of the 50 call. Yet, if I don't take the profit, when my robot sells the 50 call, it uses my profit to move the average price closer to the current price. I don't see a reason why I should use it. Yes, I don't see a reason. So the best strategy to me is sub-bin because it helps you use your profit it's making to move the average price closer to the current price and you get out of that trade. Is Royalq a political party? Yes, it is a political party because it saves us from poverty and it makes money every day. So it politically gives us money. Can one trade without Royalq? Yes, someone can trade without Royalq. As long as they can handle emotions of trading. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if I'm trading in Binance and the coin is pumping and I want to sell, I will not be able to close the trade in real time. I need to be on the market for me to close the trades in real time. The reason why I use the robot is because now I've set my trades. Now I'm here speaking to you. So the robot helps me maximize profits. That's why I use the robot than trading for myself. Can you type 5 coins you mentioned earlier? I said the coin is called DOG, DOG. Find it in Get.io. I said the other coin is called Redo, REDO, Resistance Dog. It's found on the Tone Keeper. The video is on the YouTube channel Crypto Ambassadors. I said Note. Note is NTO. Note could be bought in Binance. This coin could go up to $5, a minimum of $1. It means that where Note is right now, if you buy with $50, you buy Note of $50, you'll get 5,000 coins of Note. If this coin goes to $1, you'll have $5,000. So you'll have turned your $50 to $5,000. As simple as that. Is it supposed to be me to activate the margin calls, or it is automatic? You just make sure the margin call is on. As long as it's on, they will automatically happen. Thank you about sub-bin mode. Sub-bin mode is my best. I hope I've been able to ask. Why don't you choose the right political party? You go with yours. I have no problem with you. I'm here enjoying my political party. I'm here taking some water. Simple. I'm here enjoying my political party. The coin is called NOT, N-O-T. Dog, Redo is R-E-D-O. It's like this. I'll mention others, I think. I'll mention others. Dog, Redo, and Note. Dog could get to $1. Redo could get to $1. Note could get to $1. So it means if you put $50 in Note, you can turn it to 5,000. If you put close to $50 in Redo, no, you could get like 1,000 or 2,000 coins. If you put $50 in Dog, you could also get like 1,000 coins. So once it gets to $1, that will be one. That's so you need like $150 to make close to $10,000. Free money. You are taking colorless slow chew syrup. What will happen to someone trading $1,000 with margin calls off? You will suffer with floating loss. When the market goes against you, you will stop trading for the rest of your life. So put margin calls. Do not overtrade. Do not become overexcited. With $1,000, you can make $50 per day using our new strategy. How do you hold a coin in Binance? You buy the coin in your Binance. You buy your coins in your Binance. But if you want to monitor the coins closely, I use Royalq. I use Royalq. Redo is not in Royalq. Dog is not in Royalq. It's not in Binance. Go and buy it on Get.io. Download the exchange and use the exchange. How long will it take to trade and make those profits in Redo? I don't know. You buy and keep. If you can't handle, just trade. I usually say, use your profits to buy some coins. Use your profits. Don't use your capital. Because if I make a profit of $150 and I transfer it and I buy a coin, do I lose? No, I just remain patient. How do I buy these coins you have mentioned? Do I have to go and buy them and analyze? No, you just go and buy at current price. Once they will get to $1, you sell. Guys, hope I've done my work for today. Coach Mupiwa, I see two hands up. Then I do my last communication. Yes, you buy and pause. So could you allow these ones unmute?
Let's take these two hands and we call it a day. I also needed to get to somewhere.
Yes,
Yes,
you need to
Zeus.
come. You need to come here. Come here.
Let me start with Zush. Zush, ask your question, and then I'm gonna end with Emma. Yes.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Coach Julius. Good morning, everyone. My question is on when we are adding margin calls. For example, that coin you showed, it is in -30, and you have 7 margin calls. So if you want to add in the 2 margin calls, like at the back of my mind, I'm thinking that when I add the margin calls, I want to try and cut that negative. But sometimes what happens when I add margin calls, the robot doesn't buy those margin calls. The robot doesn't buy those margin calls. Then another thing, when I try to put in the drops, I don't know if the problem is with the drops. I don't know. But when you try to put in the drops and you try adjusting the drops to vis-a-vis the current price, like you keep checking until you try to see the trigger price, if it buys that first margin call, it will not buy the rest. Still, you still have money on your wallet, but it has not bought. Whether the AI is on, whether the AI is not on. I've had that case a number of times, so I keep wondering. So when I add the 2 margin calls like you did per se, like other 3 because you had 7, and let me say I put 5 drop or 6 or whatever, or 1. Does it mean that again the robot has to wait for the drop of that 5 or 3 again to add more money? Will it still help to reduce on the floating loss? Because that is where the whole confusion comes in from. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Zush. Let me share my screen and answer that question. Then I'll come to Emma. All right. So when you are opening margin calls on a coin that is trading, you need to focus on this. You need to focus on this. When you tap on trade setting to add the margin calls, I said that when you add the margin calls here, let's say you have added, let me put, for example, 15. No, they are too much. Let me put 12, from 8 to 12. Now, when you tap on margin configuration here, okay, the robot has bought, the robot has bought margin calls up to 7 out of the 8 that I added. It has bought 7. Now it is waiting to buy this 8 margin call. Now I have added extra there. So when you tap on margin configuration, okay, when you tap on margin configuration here, it means I'm gonna start sorting out my robot from margin call number 9. Okay, from margin call number 9 here. That's where I'm gonna start editing my margin calls. Now, for your robot to buy these margin calls that you have added, it depends on the margin call drops you have put here. All right?
Yes.
It will monitor this. Remember, if you are buying these margin calls using AI, okay, the robot is not going to focus on this. Whenever this has been achieved and the robot sees it, it's gonna say, no, this is not the right time to buy. It will never buy this margin call because it is now under AI monitoring. So it may take time to buy. Let's say that you have put 3% here and you are also having AI margin call on. So when 3% has been achieved, the AI will monitor and say, is it okay to buy? Then it defines that it's not okay to buy. It will never buy. It means I'm already in -3%. So I will go to -5 while the robot did not buy this margin call. Okay? So the AI, it prevents you, or it prevents the robot to put in your money fast. So it delays the buying. In another way, it doesn't want you to put in your money in the market fast. Now, let me answer the question about reducing the negative. The reducing of the negative is dependent on the multiple buy-in ratio. I said that when the robot buys more stock for you, it creates a new average price. Now, in this case, with my robot, I'm trading under sub-bin mode. That's where I'm trading. So if I put, for example, I put 10 here, my first buy-in amount that I'm using now, it is $15. So it means the robot is going to buy here with 150. So the reducing of the negative is dependent on the multiple buy-in ratio. If you are just putting 1, 1, 1, 1, my friend, forget. The movement is going to be so small of the floating loss. It's going to be so minimal. Okay? So the reducing of the return rate on negativity, it is dependent on how many times is the robot buying on the multiple buy-in ratio. It's not just a matter of buying. It's not just a matter of opening more margin calls. It's a matter of capital. If I don't know if I'm making sense. It's a matter of capital that you are putting to add to reduce the floating loss.
Okay. Now when it comes to the drops, how do you determine the drops? Per se, I'm not putting the AI. I'm not putting the AI. I want the robot to buy those margin calls.
The determination of the drop comes from the number of margin calls that I am adding with the capital. Okay, if I want to put $200, okay, this $200 will tell me how many margin calls can I add, depending on the first buy-in amount that I'm using currently. So if I'm adding in $200 and I'm using in $15, I will determine how many margin calls should I add. And also at the same time, I'm looking at when the robot is buying those margin calls, is it going to multiply by 2? Is it going to buy 1, 1, 1, 1? So that's where my drops are determined. My drops are determined first by the capital that I want to add, because the capital will tell me how many margin calls I should add. So the number of margin calls will tell me how do I align from margin call number 9 to 12 that I have added.
Okay,
Am I
it makes sense.
Am I giving you a key?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, all right. I think I've left with one question, one hand. Let me go to the Zoom and bring that hand here so that we can call it a day. Okay, Emmanuel. Is this Emmanuel? I'm just seeing Emma here. Emma Ndwano Emma. Yes, ask your question. Ask your question, Emma.
All right. Thank you so much, coaches, for your great contribution to this community. My question is about the recent strategy you've just introduced, the buy poverty strategy. It's a question I attended the class once, but I didn't get the chance to ask the question. Now, I understand that the strategy, according to what you explained, the first buy-in amount is the 15% of your capital. So after injecting the 15% of your capital, you open 5 margin calls, and then for the margin calls, you divide the first buying amount by the number of margin calls you opened, which is 5. And then in the column of multiple buying ratio, you put 5. So that means you're gonna get a new new first buying amount multiplied by 5, which again takes it back to the 15%. Now I was wondering, if I'm using the robot and the robot is meant to simplify my work, instead of activating the trade and then go back, reintroduce a new first buying amount, and yet when I multiply 5 by the new first buying amount, it takes me back to the 15% of my capital. What if I do it once? If I put my first buying amount as 15% of my capital, and then in the column of multiple buying ratio, I put 1, 1, 1, which means it's going to multiply my first buying amount with 1, which will remain still 15%. Will that affect anything, or it will change the strategy? I don't know whether my question is clear. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel. When you were talking, I was busy writing here because I knew what you wanted to ask. Yeah, so I already went ahead of you. So this is what normally happens. When you divide your 150 in the course of $1,000 capital, you get 150 as your first buying amount. So when the robot buys for the first time with 150, you need to come and edit the 150 to 30, because now you have taken 150, you divide by 5, which is number of margin calls, then you get 30. So your new first buying amount now is 30. When the robot is buying the 5 margin calls, it will be using 30. Now on the margin configuration, we are using the multiples of 5, 5, 5. So when you multiply 5 divided by 30, which is the new first buying amount, it still comes back to 150, right? That is your concern, Emmanuel, right?
Yes, you're right.
Yeah. Okay, so here is the gist of the thing. When you are allowing your robot to buy 1, you are limiting the power that is invested in the robot when it comes to dollar cost averaging method, because our robot, it is a matching robot. It uses DCA, which is called dollar cost averaging method. So when it is buying in multiples, it is having power. But when it is buying in 1, even though the amount of capital is still the same, you are limiting the robot in terms of its power in dollar cost averaging method. That's why we are still saying, yes, we understand that the capital that is going to be invested on every call, it is 150. But the multiple buy-in ratio, it is 5. We are looking at the DCA out of all this. That's why we are still saying use the multiples of 5, 5, 5, and edit your first buying amount from 150 to 30 to maximize the dollar cost averaging method that is embedded in our Royalq robot.
Oh, thank you so much. Now I think I will have to understand what dollar cost averaging means.
Yes, it is another subject for another day. But we will, we will explain it. What is dollar cost averaging?
I appreciate. Understood. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Manuel, for that question.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, Leader Julius, I think you can throw something there as well.
As I come to the end, I don't have anything to add because too much of anything is always bad.
Okay.
I have just come here to remind the community that tomorrow is our meetup day.
Okay.
Tomorrow is our meetup day. So tomorrow we are going to be announcing different meetup area. For example, as we speak now, those in Masaka. Those in Masaka, if you are in Masaka, we are meeting at Grassroots. Okay, Grassroots in the city center. Those in Kigali, if you are in Kigali, you are in Rwanda, you are in Kigali, we are meeting at a place called the name is hard. Just wait, I can't pronounce it. The name is very hard. The name is very hard, but I'm going to pass the flyers on the different groups. So different areas are going to be communicated. So we ask all crypto ambassadors to go to those areas and we join our meetups, because we shall be providing physical strategies on how people could continue to make money in trading using Royalq. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you a nice time. The time is going. Allow me to go and swim. So have a nice day. Love
Coach.
you all. Bye-bye.
Coach, the name is
Yes.
Kimironko. Yes, is Kimironko in Kigali.
Yeah, at 6 p.m. in the evening. Kimironko, that one.
Yes.
Kimironko.
Yes, that one. Yes, that one. Yes.
In Kigali at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, everyone. So I make you the host
Bye-bye.
so that you end the meeting calmly.
No, Coach, I also needed to go. Yes, I also need to go. All right. So, family, thank you so much for being here. Let's call it a day, and we wish you a lovely day. Take care and be safe. Make sure that you are not over trading. Those are my last words. Thank you so much, Coach.
Sure. Thank you, everybody. Please come. Someone is telling me to swim with crocodiles. So this one, let me just go and I swim so that he feels bad when